Hello everyone and welcome. This is the first video on my new channel, so I hope you do all subscribe to the channel after watching this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. But let's get into the unboxing right away. So here we have a BitFenix Prodigy Micro ITX case. So this is a very exciting case. As you can see, we've already opened it a little bit. I played around with it, looked at it, made sure it was all good and everything. And took a look around the features, and these are the same features that I'm going to show you. So, without further ado, we will get to opening the BitFenix Prodigy. And I could not figure out how to get the packaging exactly right after opening this case, so bear with me, but here you go. Roll this to the side. Okay. So, some hard foam, as you guys can see. See if you can try to get that thickness in the shot there. I'm not sure if you can totally get that. It's about a ½ inch thick, and on the bottom and sides as well. I would rather some more. To the side. My bad. Here's the quick start guide, which is always helpful when you're getting started with a new case. So that's good to have around, definitely, especially with a case like this. I don't know, I'm just throwing everything to the side. And let us take out the other piece of hard foam on the bottom. Okay, got that out. There we go. Put that over to the side and flip it back around to the top so you can see this case in all of its glory and beauty. Just get this plastic off here. Okay. Alright. So here you go, guys. The BitFenix Prodigy. I'll kind of spin it around here, get you some nice angles there, some nice shots. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a very nice, well-made case. And we'll speak more about that a little later in this video. I'm just trying to give you some shots of the case, and we'll talk more in depth about everything everywhere that you're seeing right now in just a moment. So, I have the BitFenix Prodigy here. First, I'm just going to give a second to talk about the packaging. Hard foam, okay, it is kind of a budget case, that's okay. I would have liked to see thicker hard foam, only a ½ inch. It's not much. Come on now. BitFenix could have done a little better with that, but other than that, that's really my only complaint about this case. It is such a beautiful case aesthetically, and it does have that beautiful BitFenix soft touch finish, which is so nice. It feels really nice in the hands, and it just looks like a really nice finish altogether. The handles themselves, I'm sure you're wondering about if you're trying to use this for a LAN case. It is a pretty sturdy handle. I can pick this whole thing up easily. Not much flex in the handles, and it doesn't even have a system in it yet, so factor in probably another 10-15 pounds on this. I'd say they're easily going to hold it. Whatever you throw at it, it should be able to hold. So let's take a look at the front here. First we will take a look at the I/O here. So we have a power button, a reset switch, a headphone microphone jack, two LEDs to indicate the hard drive activity and the power, and then two USB 3.0 ports, and that's it for the front I/O. So at the top here, you can see you have one optical drive or 5¼ inch bay right here. It does have the nice soft touch finish, and I would say install a optical drive, buy a cheap one, install it, install the operating system, take it out, because this here looks beautiful. I would not, unless you're a Blu-ray enthusiast or something, I would not take this off. And the BitFenix logo right over here. And let's move around to this side. So here we have ventilation, a giant ventilation hole for your graphics cards, which I will show you in, graphics card, which I will show you about in a minute. Let's flip her over to the back here. Here you can see we have two PCI Express lanes right here. And if you can see that, I don't know if you can, but there is a 120mm fan installed right there. You have your power supply, bottom-mounted power supply mount right there. We'll get into more in depth of that in a second. Here, let's go over to the top. And as you can see here, we have this nice honeycomb metal mesh here that comes off. All you have to do is clip this off, and you can kind of struggle with it a little bit. If you just get it right, there you go. Most of the time, it's easier to have it come off in the when you're already inside the case, but I'll just give you a little preview there. There it is, nice honeycomb mesh. Good to see, gives more ventilation, and it looks pretty damn good, in my opinion. Excuse me. All right. Click that back in, just click that switch, and it is back in place, and we are ready to open the side panel. Alright, so let's undo these nice little thumb screws that they include. Very nice to have thumb screws on everything on the back. It makes it really easy, especially on those PCI Express slots. It just makes it nice and easy to undo everything and put in a card. It just makes it nice, a lot easier. I'll just put those in my pocket for the moment. And it just makes it a lot easier. So to pop off the side panel, you just push it to the side like that, push it in to the side, and then it will, or it should, after a lot of struggling, you might be able to get this out. There we go. Now before we get into everything inside, I just want to show you the side panel. It is full metal. It is heavy. And I'm telling you, this is a heavy side panel right now. You're not going to expect it to be. But watch as I try to bend this. I am putting as much pressure as I can on here. And there's almost no flex on this. It is solid. Extremely solid. I'm just going to lay that down over to the side here so we can check out the side of the case in full glory. So the first thing you'll notice right out of the bat is the nice box of cables and screws and everything. So I am going to try to get this open here. I should have opened this already. I didn't. Or I should have had a knife over here. I don't. But we will try to make do. There we go. Alright. Open. Here we go. Open that just like that. And then you have your nice bags of cables, screws. Here you go. You have all your screws, little stuff, screws, little baggie. And what do we have here? Ah, yes. This is very nice to see. So this is a USB 3.0 to USB 2.0 connector. Very nice to see, although most newer motherboards will have a USB 3.0 connector. But if you're using an older mini ITX motherboard, this is great to have because it will convert the USB 3.0 ports on front I/O that we talked about into a 2.0 header, so you can plug that straight into the motherboard in the 2.0 slot, or even if your 3.0 slot is used by a 5¼ inch bay or something else. Really handy to have. Good thinking, BitFenix. Good thinking. We'll put that to the side, and we will just put these down to the side over there, and we will take a look at the inside of the case. So, the first thing you will notice is probably either the hard drive cages or the 120mm fan. I'll try to get you an angle on there, right there. 120mm BitFenix Spectra fan. And you have the Mini ITX upward-facing, that's new, upward-facing motherboard tray. So for Mini ITX boards, it comes with the standoffs installed. And here you have the hard drive bays. Now this is something BitFenix is calling their flex drive bays. So What this means is you can just grab right on here to this bay, pull it right out, comes right out. So if you're looking at this case and saying there is no room in here, there is no way I'm going to be able to fit my long graphics card in here, guess what? There you go. You have plenty of room now to fit. It should be any graphics card should be able to fit in here. Any consumer level graphics card should be able to fit inside this case, no problem at all. So I'll just put that over there. And so as you can see, if we have the drives here, first of all, I'll just show you one of the drives. Just pull it out, normal drive, 4 screws in it, and you're mounted. So it holds, each drive bay will hold a 2.5-inch drive or a 3.5-inch drive, so either a mechanical drive or an SSD, whichever one you prefer. And so let's count here. We can have 1, 2, 3 in these drive bays, 3 in these drive bays, and if you were to take this drive bay out, you could mount either an SSD under here or a mechanical drive here. But we're not going to count that because you would have to take those out, which would be 2. And then there are a couple more places where you could mount 2 more SSDs or 2.5-inch drives that we will talk about a little later in the video when we get to that area. I don't want to spoil it yet. We will put this back in here. And as you can see here, we have the bottom mounted power supply. I don't know how well of an angle you can see that. I'll try to pick it up, hold it there, go like that. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see that well. But on the bottom, there's a on the bottom of the power supply mount, there are 4 rubberized feet to keep your power supply off the bottom of the case, which is very, very nice to see. I like it, and it can fit a whole full PS2 ATX power supply in there. So that's great to see on cases like this. So, and especially for a case that I purchased for $80. It's awesome to see. $80, it's around $100 MSRP, so I found it for $80, so I got lucky. So this is a in the US, of course. So one thing I want to talk about before I get to anything else is yes, on the bottom you can see this. Nice to see. I love to see this. A bottom mounted dust filter for the power supply, which is very nice. Removable, easily removable dust filter right here. You know, you can easily just go wash this off with water and dry it off, stick it right back in if it gets dusty. So that's really nice to see. It'll help your power supply live longer. And yeah, it's just definitely a good thing to have. So we've talked about pretty much it, except, let me take out this flex drive again. You could probably see behind here, you have a 120 millimeter fan back there. But first of all, before I say anything else about that 120 mil fan, we're going to go around to the other side and open the second side panel. So let's take off these thumb screws again. Really nice to see thumb screws these days. It's hard to go without thumb screws in today's market in computer cases, especially a case like this that's really meant for either a small computer or a LAN party build. So very nice to see. So you can easily just remove something if you wanted to put something else in to get on like the server, if you wanted to put in a card to get onto a server. Really just nice to see. So here you have the cables for the front I/O, and yes, as you can see, what did I tell you about 2 more 2.5-inch bays, or drives, my bad. 1, 2. There are 2 more mounts for 2 2.5-inch drives. So if you're cramming all of the SSDs and all the storage you possibly can, then look no further, because right there you have 2 more drive bays. So that's really nice. So let me just set this down over here with the other side panel. And now you can more clearly see this case. So here you have the connector for the fan, all black, very nice. And here's the other connector for the other fan. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's there. And you can see the rubberized feet even better now. And here we go. We are going to pop off the front panel. Now all you have to do, if you can see this, right here there are little switches, and they're on each side of the case. So what we're going to do is we just push in those switches. Should be that, and that. And now we should be able to, voila, it comes right off. So I'll just leave that right to the side here. And now, this is where it gets really nice and interesting. Wow, that's a lot of air ventilation. So, what it is here is you have the 120 mil fan right here, already mounted for you. But let's say you wanted to upgrade. Let's say that wasn't the ideal for you. Well, you can mount another 120 above that. Now, if you don't like 120 millimeters and you don't think that's good, you can take this one off, put it somewhere else, throw it away, whatever you want. I wouldn't throw it away. It's a good fan, but you can mount actually a 200 millimeter, a 140 millimeter, and a 240 millimeter fan. So a fan that could fit almost this entire mesh could fit right here in these outside 1, 2, 3, and 4 holes like that. That's pretty insane. So good job with the air ventilation. And also taking out that flex drive over here will help for increased ventilation over here. And if you, hey guys, sorry about that. We ran out of memory on the phone that we were using to record this as of now. So as I was saying, the fan space is really great in here, or at least that's what I think I was saying. So the fan space is pretty awesome right over here. So that's just really awesome to see. And that's pretty much it for this case, guys. Let me just pop the front panel back on so you can get one last look at how beautiful the case is. Whoop, almost fell. Because the case really is just a beautiful case. So, there you go. Of course, without the side panels, but, yeah, so this has been the BitFenix Prodigy unboxing and review. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up down in the description below. And make sure to leave a comment below on what you think this channel is going to be like. What you think, how you think I'm doing. Alright? So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.